Hey guys, the Ace, and today is Valentine's Day, or at least when I'm uploading it, it is Valentine's Day. So you know what that means? It means I gotta talk about something anime slash hentai related. Because that's what I've been doing for this entire existence minus 2020. Because I was still trying to figure out what I was doing on YouTube at that point. Ever since I uploaded the first video on Valentine's Day, which was, well, not technically Valentine's Day, it was the Tuesday after, it was the Ray Ray Missionary Love review. That was kind of my unofficial thing for Valentine's Day, is something anime or hentai related. Because I did the Queen Bee review around the same time, and then I did the Shimonetta review. So today's version of this will be a little bit different. It's going to be more of a personal story rather than a review of like a show or anything, because I haven't really watched a lot of anime. And there was one I'm planning, but I'm probably going to do it next year. Let's talk about all the things that have won at a hentai panel. This will be kind of interesting. Okay, so I have two things that I've won at a hentai panel. First, we're going to talk about the stuff that I won in 2023 when I was actually planning on talking about it, but I decided to do the Shimonetta review instead. So this is the time that I won a Jesus DVD for guessing the name of a hentai properly. Well, actually improperly. As I stated last year, I went to Ohayocon. And one of the panels at Ohayocon that year was basically guess this hentai, where they had like multiple rounds. Where the first round they had like a quote. It was either from a hentai, an anime, or something else. Like they referenced a biology textbook, multiple hentais, a couple anime, and then one of them was from one of my favorite TV shows, Archer. And it kind of felt familiar. Then they revealed it, and I was like, "Oh my god, I should have known that was Archer." Then there was another segment where it was audio clips, so you had to listen to an audio, and you have to decide if it was anime or hentai. And of course, one of them was Shimonetta. It was the infamous cookie scene. We listened to the audio, and then they played the audio, and then we had to guess. They picked somebody out of the crowd to guess, and then they would play the audio with the video, so we can see what happened. The next round was just images, and you had to describe what was the image. And then the fourth one was they actually played segments of a hentai, and you had to determine what would happen next. And it was on the fourth one that I actually won the Jesus DVD. Also, my friend also won something. I don't remember what he won. It wasn't Cosmic or the Pan. It was someone completely different. He won something because he managed to guess the audio on one of them. And it was an anime, but I don't remember anything about it at all. Listen, I was like nearly blackout drunk while doing this, but I still had some mental faculty, so I could still walk and participate in a freaking hentai panel, so maybe I wasn't that bad. So we play the fourth round, and we get to the final segment. I instantly realized, wait, that's something I definitely know, because there was a few of them that looked very familiar. And one of them was Resort Bowen, which is a very, very popular one from the 2000s. And I've definitely seen that one, but I just couldn't recognize it right off the bat. But this one I recognized instantly, but I couldn't remember the name. Now, there is a slight thing with the rules, which was they had a bag of goodies. If you could name the anime or hentai of whatever it was, kind of if you could go above and beyond, first you had to guess, is it the anime or hentai? And then you have to, if you can actually name it, they gave you a goodie. Well, during the clips one, if you have already seen the anime, they kind of amended the rules to where you can raise your hand if you know the hentai. And then if you get it right, you can go and get a prize. Well, we had one row people. We had to do multiple hand checks on, well, the whole crowd, but especially one row in particular. We had to do multiple hand checks with. If you don't know a hand check, that's when you immediately raise your hands like this, spread your fingers out. Stop what you're doing, raise your hands. Yeah, so we had to do multiple hand checks. But anyways, I saw the hentai and I instantly realized and I yelled, "Oh no," slumped down in my chair. And then the guy who was doing it, who was also pretty drunk by the way, the guy who also showed up walked up to me and was like, "Okay, who said that?" And everyone went pointed down to me. Like everyone started in a circle around me, just started pointing down at me as I'm slumped over. And he asked me, "Okay, so what is this one? What is the name of this one?" And I had to go. I went like, "Okay, listen, I don't know the name, but I know the plot. Plot. That's being really generous. Basically, the plot, so to speak, was boy lives at university until his dormitory burns down, so he has to move in with his stepmom, with like his other, I don't think sisters or step sibling. I don't know. It's weird. It's one of those type of plots. And then there was the guy who was doing the announcing. He was also drunk, and then the sober woman up, kind of like running the slideshow and the audio and all that, looks down on me and was like, "Holy shit, how do you know that?" And then the guy was like, "All right, go. Just go up to the front and grab your goodie." Well, I pull out. I was in my cosplay, so half the people recognized my cosplay. I was the TF2 engineer. And so everyone's chanting that one. So I walk over. I don't even look. I just reach into the bag, reach in, touch it, feel something weird, pull it out, and I pull out the Spanish DVD of the Last Supper of Jesus. I got a Spanish Jesus DVD from this panel. And then I turned around, raised this up, and went, "I got the Jesus DVD!" Everyone started clapping and cheering. And then I was walking back. The person on the audio, she was like, "Oh my God, you people need Jesus," and everyone started laughing. And that is how I got this DVD that I have yet to open. I was thinking about reviewing this, but then I thought for a second, I probably only want to understand about half of what this is even saying if there isn't any subtitles, which there probably is subtitles. But even then, I would understand half of this, and I don't think I'm comfortable. I already did Soul Surfer, and that was about as religious as I want to touch for right now. And I did Soul Surfer years ago. But that was another idea I had, was to review this DVD. I'm still debating on it right now, but I may or may not do it. So that was 2023. And then this year, 2024, I went back to Ohayocon, and we stumbled into another one of these types of games. It's more of, I stumbled because I wasn't sober, and my friend kind of drugged me along because he wanted to play this game again. Also, again, for whatever reason, I don't know why, I was also my engineer cosplay. I mean, I don't know how me dressing up as the engineer and I always end up in these fucking panels. I have no fucking clue. So, we walk in. Instantly, the guy who was running the panel, there was like two people. One of them literally stands up, points at me, and says, "NG's here." And other people started turning and clapping that I arrived. I don't know if I was a celebrity or not, but that told me one thing. If I like it or not, I'm probably going to be drugged into this kicking and screaming, so I better fucking cooperate and just do what they want me to do, because I'm going to have to do it anyways. So we get to this game, and it's a bit simpler than the last game that we played. Instead of having multiple rounds of just different tasks, it was the same game, but with 4 different teams and then a championship round. So they get volunteers for the first round. Me, my friend and I, we both raise our hands. Of course, we get fucking selected because he pointed me out. And then we go up to the front, and we have to split up into 2 groups. 2 groups of 4. And then I split apart. Unfortunately, me and my friend got separated into two different teams. And then we got the rules explained to us. So we had to, basically, we were given two images, a right image and a left image. We had to determine which was the hentai and which was the anime, with one trick question. He said there was exactly one trick question, and it didn't land on any of the rounds that I played in. Yes, rounds, you can pretty much figure out where I'm going with this. So, you get a point if you can correctly guess which image is the hentai and which one's the anime. Basically, they asked which one's the hentai and you had to guess right or left. But if you knew the hentai, not the anime, but if you knew the hentai, you can get a bonus point. And then the first one, that was Idake Sieke. That was the vampire succubus, the one with red hair. Everyone knows that one. Very, very, very popular one. Everyone knows that one. That was our kind of our warm-up round to understand how the game works. So we had to go back and forth, and we played the first round. And we only got like a handful wrong. And so a lot of them we were just randomly guessing. But I did manage to get one of the names. However, one of the team, we got one more wrong than the other team. But because I got the names correct, we ended up tied at the very end of the round, which the people running this did not expect us to tie. So we were either equally good or equally shit or equally degenerate. So we had to do a tiebreaker. And this tiebreaker was, or pick the most popular tag. We had to come up with a tag, and then the audience would decide which is the best tag. So our opponents went with Mind Break, and then we went with Cream Pie. It was a very close but apparently one of the guys who was the judge, who he wasn't much into anime or hentai to begin with. He said we won by like 2%. So, okay, why not? I don't know. I had nothing to do with that one. I was just the guy who was seeing a lot of random shit on the internet. Hell, if you remember my Queen Bee analysis, I watched a shitload of Queen Bee stuff, and there was quite a few Queen Bee entries on that fucking list that I've recognized, and I wanted to die because I didn't like it. Well, regardless, we get to round 2, and then that's when the trick question played. Both frames were from the same show. Yeah, you can... I guarantee you know what show it is. Everyone say it with me now. Shimonetta. Yep. And, I mean, if you're going to discuss a hentai panel, you gotta bring up Shimonetta, because of course you do. I mean, it's one of the raunchiest shows ever made that isn't hentai. But regardless, because my team won by a hair over the frickin' cream pie tag, we got to the final round. And this time, it was supposed to be, quote, harder, but I think by harder, he meant more obscure shit. And that's kind of when I really got good, because I don't like the mainstream. I like the random obscure shit, kind of like the one with the house on fire. Yeah, that one's called Sweet Home, by the way. Yeah, that one... I was the only one in the room in 23 that actually knew that. And I guarantee you there was a handful of them that I knew the titles of, but people knew it, but they didn't know the titles. One of them that I got was the frickin' cosplay one, and I shouldn't have been given this point because all I said was like my super cosplay or whatever, given the most anime girl-chon nickname for a frickin' hentai, when the correct answer was cosplay change. But the guy was impressed that I even got one of the words correct, so he just gave it to me, which I felt kind of bad for taking that one, but hey, a point's a point, I don't care. And then the other one I completely nailed because I've watched both of them. The cosplay one, don't watch, it's not very good. The other one was like JK Bitch Ni Saburati, which is not bad. I can't speak Japanese very well, so I probably butchered that one, but that one's pretty decent. Go watch that one if you want. So, because I named those two hentais over the other, and we got one more right than the other ones, we got like a 3-point advantage. By the time it was over, we won. And what did we win? Well, none other than this official certificate of degeneracy. All four of us wanted, even though technically I was the one doing the heavy lifting, because I've seen the most obscure anime slash obscure hentais ever fucking created. It reads, Degeneracy Certificate. This certifies that this motherfucker, me, is the biggest of the degenerates, winning this title at Ohiocon's 2024 Hentai or Not panel. January 19th of January 2024. Except he made an error right here, where he meant to write 2024, but he put 2023, so he just scribbled it out and put a 4 on it. Which just tops his certificate, especially of it being on cheap paper that has already have a tear in it. It is probably the best thing I've won at the panel. But to be fair, I have yet to watch this Jesus DVD, but I'm already calling it that this degeneracy certificate is the best thing that I've won at the panel so far. I mean, I've only ever won 2 fucking things. So, I think I would rather take the degeneracy certificate over the Jesus DVD, but maybe the Jesus DVD is pretty good. If it is good, you'll probably never hear me talk about it, and if it's not good, you'll probably hear me talk about it. So yeah, guys, that is the stuff that I won at the hentai panels. This was something I was planning on talking about earlier, but then I realized, hey, Valentine's Day, why not? Let's talk about hentai or anime again. Gotta keep that tradition alive somehow, I guess. But anyways, guys, I hope you do enjoy this. I really do love talking about stupid shit like this. And I got some other ideas that I plan on doing, since now I have way more time. I can actually make more videos and actually try to actually have some fun other than working about anywhere from 60 to 80 hours a week now. That'll be fun. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like, and I'll see you in another video, guys. See ya.